Well, you don't go woke and you get rich is the opposite of get woke, go broke. And it seems to be the case in 2024. When you reject wokeism, when you reject the modern audiences, when you reject the DEI initiatives, everybody loves it. Gamers love it. Even Paul Tassi, who, he's a shill here, has to admit it's just really good. And when you work on things, you produce the best content, you actually do what gamers want, you win. And so Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2 is shattering records for Warhammer 40K content, and people are loving it across the board. They did a great job. I was enthusiastic about it, but tepid because I was very scared that they were going to insert something in here. And it turns out that the CEO of Saber understands that inserting that kind of weird leftist political messaging into things just wrecks things, and that's why this game was left pure. It's great. All right, heretics, saddle up. Let's get ready to purge the Xenos from our hobby. It's a metaphor of some sort. I'll figure it out later. But my name's John Della Rosa, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things science fiction. Love Warhammer 40K, of course. And I have a book series which is very similar. And if you like that kind of thing, you'll love this. Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It's a Crusaders in space scenario right here. Very highly reviewed on Amazon. And I would love for you to check this out. It's in the description below. You can check out our books. There's a full trilogy here. And you guys have been buying these books so much, I'm going to have to write the next sequel trilogy. I am in the middle of another book right now, so hold on. But I will get to it at some point. I promise you that because of your enthusiasm. And I really appreciate all the messages I've been getting about these books, too. So please grab this, link in the description below, and let's check out what's going on with Space Marine 2. So Paul Tassi even admits that this is one of the best shooter campaigns in recent history. Pretty good. From my time with Astrobot, I just finished the campaign of Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, another potential shortlister now that I've experienced it for myself. Despite no previous Warhammer knowledge and not playing the first game, I thought that the experience was fantastic, and this is the best shooter campaign I've played in recent memory. Full stop. Pretty good. And the thing is, that's really great about it is this game actually offers a lot for people who know the lore of Warhammer 40K. The ending of it, without spoiling it, actually does give people who are big fans a big payoff. And so not only do new people come in and love it and it works, but the people who understand the lore and have been here for a long time also can love it. And that's exactly how a property should create things. I always look at things, the comic industry is in just dire straits right now, as an aside, and they write these comics and like even when they do these like new #1 special collector's item, brand new issue, I noticed that they don't really write them for new people as well as old people. It's like they can't figure out how to tell a story like that. It's actually a really difficult talent. And the talent was here, and it showed. They worked really hard, and it's paying off. Everybody is loving this game, and it is breaking records in sales for Warhammer 40K themed games. It's fantastic. Now, I do recommend Paul play Space Marine 1. It does follow up on the characters from it, and that game was good too. Of course, it is not going to be like Space Marine 2 is these days, but it is worth it as well. Maybe he'll go back into it at this point. So I hope that this is like a wake-up call for the people at Games Workshop, that you leave the woke out of it, it goes very, very well. And actually the CEO of Saber went out there and said that he doesn't like that kind of like moralizing of gamers. Imagine that. This is getting him some flack. IGN is pretty livid about it in their iteration of this article, which was first broken by That Park Place, which is a wonderful, wonderful news site if you guys don't read them. But Saber Interactive CEO Matthew Karch recently revealed he's not a fan of developers creating games with overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals. Wow. It's almost like games should be games, and this is a diversion from real life. You look at all the stuff that's failed this year so spectacularly, starting with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and its weird attempts at pushing LGBTQ narratives into that. You look at Conquered and its weird pronoun narratives that it attempted to push into that. You look at Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is going to fail with the Black Samurai, so virtuous. You know that every single time the get woke is a problem. And every single time you get something that's not like this game, like Black Myth Wukong, like Stellar Blade, you have a success. Gamers are making their voices heard through their wallets. It is working. It's creating waves throughout the industry, guys. And what this does is it actually emboldens people, because the industry's really not been doing this out of any like real desire for putting any of these kind of things out there. But what they've been doing is a lot of these people live in fear. And a lot of these companies like Sweet Baby Inc. or Black Girl Gamers, they shake down these companies. You don't want to get called racist? You'll better consult with us. And the thing is, when all these gamers buy these games and you know, the SJWs shriek about it and nothing happens, these people get emboldened to say, screw you. And that's what's going to change in the gaming industry over the next couple of years, because there's too much money on the line for them to just acquiesce to these people. And it is fantastic to actually watch it happen in real time. We're really in a precipice of changing the culture, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So to comment on a video of Asmongold, he's actually watching Asmongold, wow, where he reacts to legendary drops. Space Marine 2 is a reminder of what we lost. It really is, because we lost Warhammer 40K on the Games Workshop end and a lot of different games out there. And with this having mechanics so similar to Gears of War, you know, people are reminiscing about this. It really did a great job here. He replied, the actual CEO of Saber, he said, "Hey man, CEO of Saber here, I love your videos." Now, by the way, just a year ago, just to have a CEO of a gaming company say that they love Asmongold, that would be unheard of. I mean, this is a big deal just by itself. He knows where the gamers are at now. This is you know, I mean, I don't think it's just a pure marketing ploy, but he knows that, like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with the gamers are and actually appreciate the influencers that actually care about gaming. That's a big deal. He says, when we signed a deal to make Space Marine 2, all I wanted was a throwback game. We had to change to work on something which is by nature old school. I can't even comprehend many of the current games that we play these days. They are too complex. They're too much of an investment. It's true. And next, he said he was inspired by Halo, which Halo was fantastic back in the day, of course. We worked on Halo back in the day, and that game could be distilled down to the simplest of shooting loops, but it was entirely addicting. That's what we wanted to recapture. Love it. This is just obvious stuff that's brilliant, though, at the same time. He says, I hope that games like Space Marine 2 and Wukong are the start of a reversion to a time when games were simply about fun or immersion. And here's where he threw the major punch, the gut punch, to those woke weirdos out there trying to destroy everything. He says, I spent time as chief operating officer at Embracer. I saw games there that made me want to cry with their overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. It's not just games. I mean, it's movies, it's television shows, it's books. You just can't get away from it at this point. It's maddening. It drives people crazy because it's just so all the time, and it's so relentless. And it's having the opposite effect. These people who tried to force all this on us across all of entertainment have pissed so many people off that even people who like kind of agree with them, like the centrists, the center-left people, those folk now are turning on them saying, you know what, we're done with these people. And it's really nice to watch. I really feel like 2024 has been a turning point culturally, and they're on the run. Now the ride does not end, guys. The ride never ends. If you've been around since 2014, you know that slogan. But we just got to keep fighting, got to keep putting the pressure on, and we got to keep doing what's right, and we'll always win. So he said, we just want to do some glory kills, get the heart rate up a little. For me, that's what games should be about. Absolutely true. So good stuff. This is what he's got with Space Marine 2. 80 Metacritic from 440 reviews, 341 positive reviews across PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox. Pretty good. Pretty good. And this is exactly what I love to see. And I love to see Saber's CEO actually going out there and interacting with Asmongold, interacting with the community positively, not just running, not just saying blocking gamers and things like that. I mean, you've seen this so many times, right? You've seen, leave a comment if you're blocked by Games Workshop, right? I know there's a lot of you out there. They don't like customer feedback, and especially when they are doing wrong. And it's really, really nice to see somebody who respects gamers, respects the fans, and especially respects the lore of Warhammer 40K. I love it. What a great day. All right, guys, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like and subscribe button and join us for our future videos and join our community here as we're pushing back against the terrible stuff out there with good stuff. And please back and grab, I say back, like I was running a Kickstarter for a while. Grab Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It's on ebook, print, or audio for all three of your needs, either way. And yes, I've got 2 other sequels in here that you'll love as well. Thank you so much for reading. Appreciate you guys for being there.